This is my audience, Lexi, Zach, and Lisa. Hello, my name is Chelsea Finley, and the topic that I will be covering today in my speech is the national problem of childhood obesity. In 2008, the Center for Disease Control labeled obesity as a national epidemic because 64.5% of Americans were either overweight or obese. In addition to those statistics, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention also found that childhood obesity had more than tripled in the past 3 decades, with almost 20 to 30% of children being overweight or obese. This is a very important problem that our nation needs to focus on solving for several different reasons. One of the first reasons that this problem is important is because childhood obesity poses great risks to the child's health. Some of the cardiovascular risk factors that childhood obesity can cause include high blood pressure, high insulin levels, heart disease, stroke, and diabetes for the child later in life. This point is illustrated by a study that was done by Obesity Research in November of 2001. This research found that 60% of obese children between the ages of 5 and 10 years old had one of these cardiovascular risk factors, while of those same children, 20% had 2 or more of the risk factors. Another reason that this problem is important is because it can lead to death later in life. In September of 2004, the Institute of Medicine linked obesity with a decreased life expectancy. So this problem is really affecting the future of our nation. Lastly, this problem is important because it is a growing epidemic. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found in 2008 that in addition to the 20 to 30% of children who are already obese or overweight, an extra 14% of those children who were ages 6 to 11 years old were at risk for becoming obese. So unfortunately, the numbers are just continuing to rise. Now you may be asking why this should be a problem that would concern you. But as future parents or future leaders or future educators in the community, these will be your children that are affected by this epidemic and your children's health that you will have to worry about. It will also be a problem that you will struggle to combat throughout your life. I would like to offer you 2 solutions through my speech, but I would also like to stress a very important point. That point being that childhood obesity is linked to a number of factors, not just one. So there isn't one solution to the problem. In order to combat this problem, we must combine many solutions. My first solution starts with the family and the home. There's 3 major aspects of the home that parents need to take a look at in order to combat childhood obesity, and those 3 aspects include energy expenditure, energy intake, and sleep. The key and most important point at home is to keep a good balance between energy expenditure and energy intake. In today's world, there are many, many children who consume energy-dense foods and do not do enough physical activity to burn off those foods. Linked with that is we need to watch our kids' energy expenditure. We need to make sure that at the house, children have plenty of opportunities to play outside, to get involved with sports, to get involved with the neighborhood kids, and they need to be expending as much energy as they're taking in. One great way to keep kids out of off of the TV, off of the computer, is to keep TVs out of your children's room. Lastly, if you reach that key balance between energy expenditure and energy intake, your kids should fall into a regular sleep pattern, which will help provide them with a healthy body. There are many advantages to working on combating childhood obesity at home. First and foremost, this is where children spend most of their time, and the home and the family, as well as the parents, are the biggest influences. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition stated in 2003 that healthier routines in one area of your family lead to healthier families on a whole. So if you have family game nights, if you have family dinners, this will help your children make healthier decisions in your house as well as outside of your house. There are also many disadvantages to this plan as well. This is only one environment for the children. Your children will be affected by a lot of other environments, such as the school, such as friends, outside of your home that you will not be able to control. Another disadvantage to this solution is that oftentimes convenience trumps health. When you have time limitations, when both parents are working, it's often hard to not resort to getting fast food or setting your kids in front of a computer game or a video game. My second solution I would like to offer incorporates the first solution that I've just talked about, along with the other external factors of a child's life. The other external factors that we would incorporate include schools, daycares, and the media and food and beverage industry. First of all, the schools are another main source of influence over children. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that schools create meal plans that limit high-calorie foods and also regulate the beverages made available. It's very important for schools to put their time and money into creating meal plans that are healthy for the children. They need to decrease the number of vending machines that have low-nutrient foods and sugary beverages for the children, and they need to be aware and health conscious when they create on-the-go meals and snacks for these children. Another source is daycares and caregivers. It's very important that your children spend as much time as possible getting the opportunity to do different physical activity. It would be a unique idea for states to start requiring daycares to have a set number of hours of physical activity per day. Lastly, another huge influence over our children is the media and the food and beverage industry. The media needs to work on promoting the right kind of solutions for childhood obesity. This is a national level problem, not individual. The media needs to make sure that they are offering healthier alternatives. They need to tax unhealthy foods. They need to bring the price of healthy foods down so it's affordable and families can afford to feed their children. In 2001, the Institute of Medicine recommended establishing voluntary guidelines for advertising and marketing of their products and voluntary nutritional standards. I think this would be a fabulous idea because this way food and beverage industries can only offer healthy products. There's many advantages to this solution. This solution involves all factors of a child's life, not just their family, and it gives children more opportunity to be healthy. There are also a few disadvantages to this solution, though. Changes in areas such as schools and food and beverage industry and government are oftentimes very slow and very costly, which means this change may not be seen for a long period of time. In conclusion, I would like to say that combating the childhood obesity epidemic of our nation requires a multifaceted and societal level solution. The problem will only continue to grow, if we do not realize this. Parents, schools, or the industry alone will fail at creating a change only when all of these factors work as a unit in a child's life will our society overcome this growing battle of childhood obesity. Thank you for your time.